Thank you very much for joining us. It's my pleasure to be able to speak to you today. My name's Simon Berridge-Burley. I'm part of the Global Liquidity and Cash Management Division at HSBC. It'd be my pleasure to take you through this presentation today and partway through to conduct an interview with Lee Spencer, the CFO from Tillo. So if we can move through the slides. So we're here today to talk about APIs. So for those of you who are maybe not familiar with the topic, API stands for Application Programming Interface. In its simplest concept, an API is an interface between two computer programs, allowing them to communicate with each other. It's not a new concept. I'm an old school techie. I've been working in IT and building APIs for the past 10, 15 years. But what we have seen in modern themes of application development and technology evolution, APIs have become more prevalent within financial services, allowing us to consolidate data and provide access that wasn't traditionally possible. So what we see some of the benefits to APIs in today's modern financial architecture are APIs can enable access to new customers and markets. So the API itself is a communication method between two digital systems, allowing you and your organization to compete in the digital economy, even when your back office systems aren't natively digitally native. So you can layer a set of APIs on top of your existing systems. It can help promote innovation, given the fast-moving pace of modern technology development. Having a core foundation of APIs can help you establish your business to better meet future needs and trends. And what we're now seeing are APIs delivering solutions to real-world problems. So as you move to a more real-time intraday management of your cash management positions, and as we see the innovation and the trends moving in payments technology, the ability to use APIs in your application infrastructure helps you move at a faster rate across countries and different borders. So some practical examples of treasury APIs. So where we see beyond open banking really, where that's more of a customer proposition from experience. Where in the treasury infrastructure, what we see is a much more unattended use case where you want to access the bank's services or financial services through your own existing systems, allowing you to react in more real time to your changing financial information. So that may be the ability to trigger on-demand account information and balance and transaction data directly from your own treasury management systems, or to initiate pre-approved single or bulk payments. And again, in a more of an unattended fashion where there's less need to interrupt your ability using the APIs, interrupt your system flows, because you've already authenticated and approved your payments in your own in-house systems. Providing access to real-time payments. So that's the throughput from the initiation of the payment via API to the response back that the beneficiary has actually received the funds in their account. And that's quite a powerful proposition to plug into your own web and application infrastructure. The ability to track payments globally. So a 24/7 service to be able to understand the status of your payments across multiple agency banks, potentially using Swift GPI or other such networking tools, and really having the ability to access that global information. And another thing we see is quite a lot of innovation in account and beneficiary validation. So being able to actually identify the account information before the payment is initiated. So moving to corporate demand for APIs. So where we see firms wanting to consolidate the use of their data and optimize their working capital through their intraday financial management. And APIs can help promote that improvement in your efficiency and timeliness of cash management processes. We really see kind of three main buckets of API use cases within today's modern treasury. So the need to innovate and promote new propositions through the use of API-based technology can help you deliver to your customers or to your other business clients enhance propositions through a digital channel. One of the other key use cases would be centralization or business integration. So the centralization of your treasury processes and your technology infrastructure, maybe across multiple geographies, multiple subsidiaries. APIs can help those systems communicate with each other and pass the data so you can benefit from that consolidation. And that really leads to also process simplification, the ability to be able to replace maybe some of your end of day processes with intraday automated processes, benefiting from the automation of your repetitive processes through your own existing treasury management systems. And we at HSBC are really here to help provide a technology experience that meets your business objectives. So some of the benefits that we see from adopting APIs in your treasury processes, obviously, for me, the main benefit would be the access to real-time data, real-time connectivity, on-demand access to your account balances and transactions. So moving away from either file-based transactions or replacing the use of online banking portals and manual processes. Being able to initiate payments directly from your own systems without the need for large-scale, expensive new technology platforms, being able to adopt your own existing systems to benefit from the services offered by your financial partners. And that ability to get updates, less time spent on the phone to payment operations, to track payments anytime, anywhere, 24/7. We do see a much faster setup, much faster adoption rate of our APIs through digital systems. And it's now possible to onboard and integrate with the API services in a much faster time, shorter, and we see the implementation time and the integration time cut drastically, and that helps obviously with less cost and less time spent. Utilizing industry standard formatting in APIs, so having the ability to reuse the format that your system already understands is built to the industry standard and helping you then promote that maybe across multiple financial partners, so cutting again down the integration time spent. Then once the systems are integrated, the ability to have greater visibility on your cash management positions, moving to an intraday process for your liquidity processes and many other processes across your business. Being able to benefit from the increased amount of automation and that global access to the financial network. APIs can also be very secure. Certainly the financial APIs that I'm involved with utilize market-leading security. It's not possible to intercept the message between the financial partner and the corporate. So we've invested heavily in the information security and data encryption. And that obviously helps in today's electronic market where everyone is concerned with fraud detection and the prevention of anybody being able to intercept your financial communications. So some important factors really to benefit from APIs. So this may be financial APIs, or it could be any APIs in general. An API is obviously a digital channel, but we cannot lose a customer-centric approach. An API is only benefits from the ability to connect two processes together. And so it really requires you to build partnership and prioritize on key client use cases to ensure that you get maximum value for the investment into the new technology channel. The ability to clearly document the API to really cut down on those integration times. So this is developer portals, dynamic information for developers who are the new customers for APIs to be able to integrate quickly with the API itself. And then promoting reuse. So being able to have a standard messaging structure which can be used across multiple engines, multiple banking connections potentially. At HSBC, it's something that we're very keen to promote in the UK and globally across our network of financial partners. So I've been talking about APIs and why they've become such a hot topic in the financial technology in today's corporate sector. However, I'd like to take this opportunity to invite Lee Spencer, CFO from Tillo, to the call to discuss how APIs have powered the digital innovation at Tillo. Just quickly, Tillo, with over 1,000 different brands, working with over 1,000 different brands, Tillo are the market leader in digital gift card payment processing. And through the delivery of their innovative technology, Tillo have empowered businesses everywhere to offer their customers more choice in an amazing new retail experience. Lee, thank you for joining us.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you, Simon.
Yeah, so if you could, Lee, please could you just share a brief background of Tillo and how you've leveraged your digital architecture to manage and grow your business?
Tillo's whole business model is based on our digital architecture. We connect businesses looking to reward and incentivize employees with gift cards or purchase business-to-business gift cards with an impressive range of global retailers. Going back 5 years or so, the gift card industry was all physical, plastic, and paper-based vouchers. If you were a business looking to purchase gift cards, you had to send a spreadsheet bulk order by email to a retailer or agency, send a payment directly to a retailer, wait for that payment to clear, wait for an allocation, wait for the dispatch of the voucher in the post, and then you might get it to send to your employee or end recipient. Not only is this a very long and inefficient process, as a CFO, you could try and mitigate some of this process by holding stock of gift cards and tying up working capital in the process. This is therefore a very hard business to scale without technology or access to vast amounts of working capital, especially for a low margin transactional business like Tillo. Our solution is simple and effective. By having API connections directly with our customers, businesses, and retailers, our suppliers, our customers can instantly place an order via API call on the Tillo platform. The Tillo system instantly buys through an API the requested gift card from the retailer and digitally issues to the end user in seconds rather than days or weeks. For me as CFO, this eliminates the working capital held as stock, negates the requirement for float balances held within the supply chain, and makes settlement with retailers either weekly or monthly rather than on a transaction or order level. Working in the digital environment, the fundamental requirement is for instant, and it is a goal we set ourselves all the time. Tillo has transformed the way business-to-business gift cards are purchased and distributed, and setting new standards and innovation in an industry slowly moving digital. Our business is now 4 years old and has grown 100% year on year. With £500 million worth of gift cards being processed by Tillo in this calendar year, our focus on innovation and the digital architecture enables us to scale and grow our business faster than we've grown our team of 25 people.
Fantastic. So if you could tell us, just take a moment to tell us some of the advantages that you've seen within your business from investing in your digital platform and building on the use of API connectivity.
The main advantage is the ability to scale and process large amounts of orders and transactions with very little, if any, manual intervention. APIs work at high speed and continuously every single day, and specifically outside of office hours and on any time zone, allowing global processing without being office or time zone bound. It is impressive watching the Tillo system in full flow, particularly around peak trading as we're coming into at the moment, whereby thousands of retail transactions are flowing through minute by minute, and our retailers have the real-time access to their sales reporting. Given the issues retailers are facing at the moment, having a growing B2B digital sales channel through Tillo is a must. Employers are rewarding their employees whilst working in challenging conditions, and also more consumers switching to online shopping with the best discounts and delivery capabilities. For us in finance, I have a real-time and accurate information around numerous parts of the business, including our liquidity position and profitability.
Brilliant. So as your business has grown, have you as a finance team looked to drive inefficiencies through the use of APIs in your treasury processes?
Yes, from my experience, when you scale rapidly, you quickly generate more operational finance roles, which places more focus on the doing and maintaining. And importantly, management therefore spend less time thinking, planning and controlling. This reduces the capacity for innovation and change, and is the exact opposite of what an efficient and first-class finance team should look like. At Tillo, we mitigate our credit risk through our customers holding a float with us. Once their monies on account are in place and in our bank, our customers are able to start using the API to purchase gift cards. One of our USPs when we started the business was that we approved customers' funds on our bank account within an hour of the transaction being received in our account. The industry norm is 1 to 4 days, and we achieve day zero, but through very manual processes. We had to find a way to automate this process to scale, to maintain the customer service levels and ensure our USP is protected. As Tillo grows, the network effect of having more customers transacting with a large catalogue of retailers creates more and more receipts and payments to process and manage. With our international expansion, the problem quickly multiplies out again, and my projections meant if we did not change the way we worked, we would quickly need another 2 or 3 people in the team just to manage the receipt side of our business. Managing the daily transactions, bank reconciliations, maintaining our customer service levels and customer balances was consuming over half the finance team of 4's capacity. Clearly not a scalable solution. We currently have 30 different bank accounts to manage and have a high throughput of daily transaction totaling £500 million this year. So what have we done? Firstly, we consolidated 3 live banking platforms into one. This move allows much greater control and security and visibility of cash flows. Further to this, we were able to implement an API connection to our banking partner HSBC, allowing us to continuously pull the transactions from each currency bank account into the Tillo system to receive live data and provide our customers instant purchasing when their money hits our account. Not bad when I said before our competitors are 1 to 4 days in turning this around. We also implemented virtual accounts whereby each customer has their own unique bank account number to pay into, so we can instantly identify which customer has sent us funds, the amount and currency, and allocate this immediately to the relevant float. This maintains the increased level of security as only that customer knows the details and no payments can be made using these details. All funds received are into one master account. This master account has the API connection and feeds into the auto approval of funds. The Tillo system now manages the approval of payments rather than the finance team, and we have an output at the end of each day which uploads the finance system, so we do not have to manually key into the bank statement data, and it saves time in the reconciliation of each account. The benefits are instant access to funds for our customers, reduction of manual processing errors, instant funds approval, and a reduction in customer service tickets relating to receipts. We also have weekend and out of hours approval of funds, especially with the faster payments. We have saved on 2 FTEs in our current size and refocused the team now on controlling the treasury aspects of the department and our next finance innovation projects.
Fantastic. And as CFO, you must be aware constantly of the security of your data and the firm's ability to react to changing industry demands. How do you see the role of APIs helping in such a connected technology ecosystem?
Security of data is critical for Tillo, as it is for any other firm. The use of APIs enables a very secure channel to be established with financial partners, and you can set high standards from your partners that you work with. Use of an API-based architecture allows for rapid innovation and promotes the ability to quickly adapt to new challenges and opportunities across the global markets. The banking API allows us to more finely control who has access to information, ensures it's secure for encryption. We can monitor who has access to the information, more so than if they access the bank directly, and we have a greater degree of real-time information available to us.
Fantastic. So look forward, as you to further expand the business, please could you share any insights on your future strategy and plans to invest further in both internally or within your customer proposition?
Yeah, sure. We're continually looking for new products and services to use gift cards in new and meaningful ways. The gift card rails are now a proven alternative for payments rather than the traditional Visa and MasterCard rails, which is an interesting dynamic together with digital wallets. Growing our retailer sales is a primary focus, especially with their evolving digital footprints, environmental focuses away from paper and plastics. There is also a significant amount of transactional data, which we can utilize for insights, trends, and profitability, together with further integrating this into our sales and finance systems. In terms of treasury and finance team, by having API technology now active in our architecture, we're now starting to reimagine the payment side of our business to retailers. And we're looking at how we make these payments without unnecessary manual intervention and how we can speed up our international trading as well. Exciting times are ahead.
Fantastic. That's great. Thank you very much, Lee, for taking the time to talk through that with us. And I should just point out, we're getting to the final part of the session. I'd just like to take some time to talk through plug and play integration, and then go on a bit of a journey about how I see a future digital treasury looking. What I'd just like to point out is, if you have any questions, you'll see a toolbar at the bottom of your screen, which will allow you to be able to ask questions, which we'll try and leave some time at the end of the session to answer. If you don't get to ask a question, then I'll also be in the networking room after this session. You'll be able to approach me directly, and we can have take any questions offline. Great. So walking through the future of digital integration. So we really do see a move towards more of a plug and play, rapid integration ecosystem. And we at HSBC are working with the leading treasury management systems and technology vendors to integrate APIs directly into their platform, which means that we can do the bulk of the heavy lifting up front and save the integration time taken to be able to utilize the APIs. We're also working with various fintechs and other financial partners to be able to provide multi-bank connectivity. So as we're aware, modern corporates traditionally have more than one bank, and obviously the API channel to deliver the true value needs to connect to all of your banks. So that's recognized, and we're certainly working with a bunch of partners globally to offer such solutions to our customers. And just talking about the security of the system. So the data, as we've talked about, is highly secure. So we utilize a key pair system at HSBC, where we've established a very secure encrypted connection where only yourselves and ourselves can decrypt the messages. So it's not possible to intercept, and we're looking to promote the use of very high-level information security across the API industry. So let's take a moment to talk about what we see a future API-based digital treasury looking like. So products and services offered by financial partners, banks, we foresee the move to online platforms with a digital catalogue of the products and services that are available by API. So as I mentioned, one of the new customers for these digital channels and services are developers themselves. And they need to be able to access the information on how to connect to the APIs and test and for further future maintenance of the API interface itself. So we're looking to invest in a developer portal to be able to support our customers during their onboarding and during their life cycle of the using of the digital channel. And this will help complement a digital marketplace of services where, as we plug and play the connected financial ecosystem, the use of exchange of microservices, being able to choose a financial product or service from a list of or menu of available services and to plug that directly into your own technology platforms. It's a hugely powerful proposition. It's certainly something we're working towards, and I see in future that we will be able to offer such services, certainly at HSBC and across many other financial partners. And always having the focus on the digital security. So obviously having another digital channel does open an additional risk on top of the systems that you already utilize. So again, investing in the digital security of the API connectivity is absolutely paramount. And the ability, once the connectivity is established, to move your business processes to a real-time automated process. driving automated reconciliations, moving away from an end-of-day process based on physical file transactions, to be able to have a digital electronic connection to receive your account balances and transactions, and be able to deliver those receipts of statements and other transactional level data directly into your own systems via an API to help promote that automation of your processes. And embracing robotic processing where possible. So this little robot is not really one we're talking about, but it's within your own digital systems, being able to automate your repetitive tasks and help promote your own internal efficiencies within your own systems and through your own customer proposition. And what we really see are the ability to then drive meaningful insights on your financial information, help establish your KPIs, your key financial indicators, building your own dashboards, and being able to utilize that real-time information super connectivity to drive the efficiencies within your own business. So the power to integrate with products and services and be able to react much faster to market changes and trends, and the evolution of new regulation, the ability for your business to adapt to it is a very powerful proposition. And what we really see are the cumulative benefits of being able to access the multiple products and services. So the API itself is a means to being able to access the services in a more real-time intraday fashion. And that will give you the ability to leverage your own financial data to optimize your working capital across your organization and add those cumulative benefits based on intraday processing and the greater transaction ability and the visibility you have on your financial data intraday. So as we come to the close in the presentation, really just to conclude, the ability to be able to use your data in real time across a digital channel to better meet the needs of your business, both today and in the future. And here at HSBC, we certainly would like to be your partner for growth. And thank you very much for listening to the presentation. So what I can do now is, given we have about 15 minutes, if there's any questions on the chat channel, I'll go through those. I can see we have several questions come in, so thank you very much. So one of the questions would be, are there any examples of how corporates are using APIs today? So certainly the ability for corporates to use intraday account balance and transaction information APIs. We have several customers who are making hundreds of calls to our account information API intraday to be able to get that real-time position of their actual accounts during the day. And as Lee mentioned, what we really see the benefit when you have access to that real-time data to be able to then utilize it either within a complementary product, such as maybe virtual accounts, or your own internal processing, maybe your intraday liquidity processing, being able to transfer your balances across currency, cross-border, through your subsidiaries intraday, and being able to leverage the benefits that that brings. We do see a lot of investment in API technology from TMS vendors, and they're speaking to us about how they can connect to the bank for the benefit of their clients as well. So we definitely see a huge amount of interest in this across the industry itself. Another question, are APIs expensive to deploy? Should I expect my bank or TMS provider to be providing me this solution? So I would say APIs can definitely be cheaper than traditional connectivity methods. And one of the reasons for that are APIs, certainly the APIs developed at HSBC within the treasury teams utilize an industry standard ISO format. So our APIs communicate with your system in the ISO 222 XML format. So your system is likely to already be active and able to consume those messages. So the amount of development time required on your side to be able to connect to the API and integrate it into your own processes are drastically reduced. I think our record is 6 days from kickoff to go live with a customer, where previously, where we've maybe used a Swift physical file transfer or some of our other more heritage host-to-host channels where physical files are sent, the time to integrate to that channel is much longer, requires a greater degree of testing, of manual interaction with the integration colleagues at the bank. Well, with the API connectivity and through the use of tools such as developer portals and online testing tools, it really promotes self-service. So your own technology teams can authenticate themselves, can test with a test facility which is provided, and really help speed up that integration time. And then the API service itself, obviously it's a electronic communication, so across the internet effectively. So again, the actual cost to running the actual API connectivity is probably included in your existing IT infrastructure costs. So no additional third-party piece of infrastructure required to manage that API connectivity. So let's see. What are some of the future use cases that I would envisage for banking APIs? So I think definitely the move to real-time payment networks. So as the real-time rails becoming more globally, the ability to initiate that real-time payment message and the response back being the beneficiary has received the fund is a very, very powerful proposition for embedding in any business to customer technology stack. And I also see the ability to be able to validate the recipient of the funds, either utilizing existing technology such as confirmation of payee here in the UK, to other account validation methods globally, is again reducing the risk before you initiate the payment, that you know exactly where that money is going to be sent to, reducing future operational inefficiencies you may have due to manual account setup. It really does help you deliver a better customer proposition to your own clients and customers. A question for Lee, if I may. So was there any real practical day-to-day issues with implementing the banking API from, excuse me, it's moving rather quickly. And any other human resistance or negative views of the API, and how did you deal with them as a team?
We connected to the API in probably less than 2 weeks, but our project was really a 2-month project. So we very quickly had gained access to the API and had access to the information that was there. We then had probably the biggest things that we had in our implementation was the different data types for each payment method. So SEPA brings back a different response to priority payments, etc. So that was one of our biggest challenges. And because we switched banks as well, we had to generate quite a lot of testing data because we didn't have historical transactions to re-ping on the API. They were our biggest challenges that we had, but all very successfully came through. In terms of resistance, there wasn't really any resistance within our business. Our customers are loving the new facility because they understand that it is now instant. As soon as their money hits our bank account, it is there, they can use it. From internally, we're always trying to push the boundaries of what we can do and what technology can do. That's kind of the ethos of our business. So from that point of view, actually, it was a very easy buy-in to get budgetary sign-off for this and so forth. One of my main things was I don't want my finance team continually logging onto a banking system. I don't even want them to log on to the banking system. And I think having the APIs on the receipt side, we don't need to do that now. And now we're engineering how we can do that using APIs on the payment side as well.
Fantastic. And the next question is, on average, how long does it take to implement an API in a TMS? So as I mentioned, we have had experience of implementing within days. So I think 6 days is the record. That was a straightforward connection with a highly motivated customer who dedicated a lot of resource to being able to complete their testing on their side within their own system. And they were also within their own digital transformation phase. What I see from experience is typically it is about 6 to 8 weeks is an average time to implement the APIs. Some of that time is spent, if it's a new customer, actually going through the process required to sign legal documentation to be able to transact through the API with the bank. The actual technical integration phase is very quick, so a matter of days. And then depending on your own requirements around testing, that could be a couple of weeks basically to test the end-to-end flows, fully supported by the integration teams here at the bank. And we can then complete our testing in our managed testing environment and be able to give you the confidence that the API connection is working to meet your requirements. There's a question around, is there a list or specification document for HSBC's APIs? We certainly do. We have very detailed documentation covering all of our APIs. I can certainly speak to you directly in regards setting up a conversation with either a member of our relationship management team or our technical integration team, depending on whether you want to speak to a technical audience or to a business audience. And we can certainly share that documentation, which will take you through the detailed message structure on how you would implement the API within your own systems. And then any future updates of that, we will provide you well in advance of any changes being made to the financial APIs, notification of any upcoming changes so that you can, if required, make any changes to your own system. Next question. So from a customer end, as opposed to the bank end, what software would be required or is compatible with APIs? So are the likes of Sage, Xero, small business accounting systems able to handle this information? Or are we looking at the higher tier providers such as SAP, other TMSs to be able to connect to? So I definitely am aware of the ability within Sage, Xero, Intuit, the cloud-based accounting service providers to promote the use of APIs within their own platform. So we do work with those providers to be able to send the financial information to them. It's currently in a feed, bank feeds, we call it. But we are looking to how we can move that to an API-based architecture in the future. So working with those vendors to be able to consume the APIs directly. I would say, obviously, those modern technology firms have built their own architecture on core API structure. So for them, it's much easier. They can react more rapidly to the advances in the functionality available through the API channels. So I do see them being able to adopt to this and leverage it much more rapidly in the future. We're definitely working with the higher tier vendors such as SAP as well and Kyriba to be able to embed our API technology in their platforms. So they obviously have their own bank connectivity propositions in existence, and we're looking how we can augment that with our API connectivity so that we can work with those vendors to do the bulk of the technical uplift. And when it comes to you connecting to our services, it's a matter of configuring that channel for your use with your own account information and your own security credentials. So let's see. How do APIs compare to, say, a more traditional channel such as host-to-host or SwiftNet in timescales to implement and the actual message throughput? So as I've mentioned, it can be much quicker. It really depends on your own in-house IT, whether it's built to digitally accept the information via API. The actual message response rate, the latency of the message, are in sub-seconds. So to be able to receive account information through our APIs across 50 accounts within one particular API call, we would expect to see that throughput in less than 10 seconds from you initiating the call in your system to us returning the data back to you via the API. The various payment initiation APIs, again, very quick interaction between your system and the API itself. For a single or bulk payment, so the equivalent of, let's say, a Swift message that you would send to our traditional host-to-host channel, we would then reply back via the API response with the series of acknowledgements that you would be used to receiving for those payment types. For a real-time payment, the response back from the API itself is that the beneficiary has actually received the funds in their account. So we're working with the real-time network to process that payment immediately. Obviously, the beneficiary bank needs to be part of the network as well. But then the response back through the API is that the funds have been transacted and debited into the account. So again, in less than 10 seconds is the goal that we're looking to achieve. And those networks have particular SLAs on those transaction types themselves. So another question, do you expect to connect via APIs to other banks to see your banking platform live, balances and accounts held to be with other banks? So if you are a multi-bank corporate, and this is something is frequently asked of me actually. So we, in the open banking space, in the retail banking industry, we do see quite a lot of financial aggregators who are utilizing the open banking APIs to be able to aggregate the connections across the various banks that offer those services. And we definitely would like to see a similar proposition in the corporate space. So, we're looking to how we can help develop that as part of the financial industry with partners such as Swift to be able to manage the communication and consent across those accounts. So I think we're drawing to a close on this session. So could I please take this opportunity just to thank Lee very much for his participation and to thank you all for being in attendance. Please can I suggest you follow the conference on the various social media channels that the ACT team have put together. So you can drop into their LinkedIn channels and please Twitter and tweet using the hashtag ActAC20. You can find me in the virtual meeting room. I'm sorry if I didn't get through to your question, but if you'd like to continue the discussion, I'll happily be able to speak to you there. So thank you very much for your time. Thank you very much for the conference organisers, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.